battle between Major League Baseball and the Players Association, the union that represents the players. At this point, it's downright sad. Main reason for that is the amount of labor peace that we have had since the 1994-1995 strike that wiped out the World Series for the first time since 1905, 1908, somewhere around there. At the turn of the 20th century, somewhere around there. And at this point, it's a battle between billionaires trying to nickel and dime the millionaires. And it's just complete and utter crap. The players are going to make out okay, mostly. There are some of the lower level players that might not. The owners are going to make out fine, unlike what DeWitt said, that baseball isn't a profitable enterprise to get started in. The only one that's getting screwed out of this is the fans that like the game. And the game in the long term might get screwed out even more. And I mean, this all started they made an agreement on March 26th saying, all right, the players will take a pay cut, a prorated salary to play the game. They know they're not going to play a full 162 game season because of everything that's going on in the world. So they are willing to say, hey, we will take a prorated salary for the games that we do play, and we will play. And they agreed on that. And now negotiations on testing and the health and safety of the team, of the players, is where everybody's getting stuck at. It's where we're stuck at now. That, and it goes back to pay. We're stuck on that now, even though we supposedly got that figured out in March. But nope, we're back at it. We're in June, and pay, which is given baseball the continued bad rap of the players are greedy. And it has always been that the players are greedy. I mean, look at 1994. Look at the signs that fans made when season started back in 95. It said, players are greedy, owners are greedy. I mean, and MLB and MLBPA, and you know it's bad when they both are accusing each other of negotiating in bad faith. And the worst part about it is they have a collective bargaining agreement to negotiate by the end of the 2021 season. It expires in 2021. So they have to sit back down at the negotiation table, which, from the way this is going, they're never going to leave the negotiating table, and figure out a way to pick up play, if that's ever going to happen this season, which we're already in the midst of a lockout anyway. We're only, maybe a couple months away, maybe a month away from calling it a strike. But the very worst that could happen, the absolute worst scenario for this to work out, is there's not a season this year because the Players Association and the owners can't agree on money, safety of the players, whatever. Something that they can't agree on. And the next year, there might be a lockout shortened season, a strike shortened season, due to the fact that they have to agree on a collective bargaining agreement. These two sides don't hate each other already. When you are accusing each other of negotiating in bad faith, you want nothing to do with the other party. And the worst part about it with baseball is NHL has a plan to come back. They may come back in July, I think was the original plan, late July, mid-July. Might get pushed back to August. You get the NBA coming back relatively soon. You have NASCAR already have races. You have UFC starting to have events. I mean, football will probably be fine. They still have a ways away until their season actually starts. I think 3 months from now. I believe around September, mid-September they start. So yeah, they still got 3 months from now to figure that out, which I think they'll be fine. And baseball is just treading water, and they're trying not to drown. And what they're doing is they are drowning. They are drowning in their negotiations. They aren't even leaving. They don't even have a plan that both the players and the owners can say, hey, we will do this. And the thing is, Manfred has the power to start the season. The last statement that the players sent out was, it is, as a result, it unfortunately appears that further dialogue with the league would be futile. It's time to get back to work. Tell us when and where. So the players are saying at this point, we're ready to freaking play, guys. We're tired of negotiations. We're tired of sitting at a table where nobody's listening to us from the players' side and the union side. And they're saying, just let us play. Let the kids play. And that's the worst part about it, is you have these players that are in the prime of their careers, and you have some guys at the end of their careers that are pushing for records that are going to miss the season and either come back better next season, or whatever season we have this year, or it's just not going to happen. They're going to lose a year of their prime, or lose a year catching records. And that's not good for the sport. And when you have owners, most notably the owner of St. Louis, the Cardinals, Bill DeWitt, I believe the third, saying baseball is not a profitable sport. He bought the Cardinals in, I think, 1996 for $150 million, $115 million in 1996. That franchise is now worth around $2 billion. So I don't know what he's talking about, it being not profitable, maybe now, but even then you could buy, I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, the Marlins weren't sold for $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken. But when you have, in DeWitt's case, the Cardinals, you bought them for $150 million-ish, around there. Yeah, that's a lot of money in 1996. But when that team's net worth now, their estimated worth, is around $2 billion, you've made your money back, and you've made hand over fist from then on. Especially when they won 2 World Series in 06 and 11, and they've been to 4 World Series, including those in 04 and 13. And you're saying it's not a profitable franchise, and they are in the playoffs almost every year. That's not going to make the players feel any better, and the union make the union feel any better. And that was one of the union's points, was saying, hey, when you have owners saying that baseball's not profitable, that helps nobody. And the union also said, getting onto Manfred, saying because Manfred on draft night when Spencer Torkelson went number 1 to Detroit, he said, he was interviewed by, I believe, Carl Ravitch of ESPN, and he said unequivocally, 100%, there will be a baseball season this year. And that was about 3-4 days ago. I believe yesterday, he went on to ESPN again, and he said he's not so certain that a baseball season would be had this year. And when you go from saying unequivocally 100% there will be a baseball season to, I'm not certain, and the union feels like they're the ones being attacked by Manfred, pretty much saying, if you guys don't agree to a deal, the season will be canceled. That's not great negotiating. And this lockout, this year that we're probably going to lose, because I don't see baseball coming back this year. I really don't. It's not going to hurt just this year. It's not just going to hurt next year. It's going to hurt for years down the road. Because baseball lost a lot of fans at the strike in 94, 95. It took them 3 years just to get back on the map in national sports, and that was because the home run chase between Sosa and McGwire. So I wonder, because baseball's losing fans left and right. Anyway, without the problem of no baseball, without there being no baseball, they're losing fans left and right. Now, without there being baseball, the fans that are baseball fans, I don't know if they're going to leave, but they're going to hugely lose interest, and that's not good for the sport. That's not good for anybody. And I'm just rambling on and on. And the whole point of this video is the MLBPA says the owners are screwing the players over, and the owners are saying the players are screwing the owners over. Manfred just needs to step in and say, we're going to start the season on this date in certain spots, because I don't think you can have a season where all 30 teams play in their home parks with everything going on in the U.S. I don't think that's possible. I mean, the NHL says we're doing hub cities. NBA is doing hub cities. UFC is doing their own thing in a certain spot. NBA is, I believe, looking at Orlando for a spot for all their games. You have to keep everything centralized. So the whole point of this is just to kind of chronicle why I don't think baseball is going to happen, especially when you have the owners and the union pretty much throwing crap on each other, saying you're negotiating in bad faith. No, you are. It's at this point, it's two little kids having an argument, and they're just saying, "You're stupid. No, you're stupid. No, you're stupid." That's just what I'm looking at. And I don't understand why Manfred doesn't start the season. I know he works for the owners, and he's the one catching all the arrows and not the owners. Ownership name is, I believe, John Fisher, when the Oakland A's said, we're not going to retain or pay our minor leaguers their $400 stipend. And then the Royals did it. And you know, when the Royals are doing it, and they're one of the very low payroll teams for salary, you got a problem. So I don't think there's going to be baseball this year. At the very worst, I don't think there's going to be baseball next year. At least a full 162 game season, I don't think it's going to happen next year. And the worst part about it is, I think baseball can survive not playing 2 full seasons. That's the worst part. I think they will be able to survive and come back in 2022 if there's not a season this year or next year. That's the worst outcome that could happen, is there's not a season this year or next. But I just wish baseball and the union could agree on something. Say, just get the kids back on the field. Get these guys playing baseball again. With everything going on in the world, we need something to distract. And I thought baseball could be one of the first sports to come back. But now NASCAR came back. UFC has had events since everything's been going on. NHL has a plan to come back. They have a full 4-stage plan. NBA has a plan, I believe, a 3 or 4 stage plan coming in to get games rolling out in July. Baseball has no plan. Baseball has nothing. They have made a flimsy sandcastle, and it's high tide. All that water is going to wipe away that sandcastle, and you got to start again. That's what I feel like baseball's at right now in the negotiations. Do I think Manfred will eventually start the season? No, I don't think so. I want to see baseball, but I don't think I am this year, or maybe next. But that's the end of the video. If you guys liked it, press the like button, subscribe down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Share this video with all your friends and buddies, and I will see you guys in the next video.